just ahead on CTV News.
U.S. and Israeli military tag team against Iran. I'll have that story coming up on CTV News.
And see how politicians are reacting to the news statewide.
Our hearts go out to the service people who have now lost their lives, to those who've been wounded, and to their family members.
Plus, find out how ongoing tensions could affect gas prices moving forward. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for March 2nd. I'm Jonathan Hunter.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story tonight, tensions continue to grow in the aftermath of the U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran.
That's right, and it's still unclear what the goal of this is. CTV's Brandon Williams joins us in studio with more.
That's right, Michaela and Jonathan. This past weekend, the U.S. and Israel launched a major combat operation that has already affected many lives, but the most significant was the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. On Saturday, the U.S. and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, and now Democrats are reacting, claiming President Trump has hoodwinked the American people.
They lied directly to the American people. Because today, Donald Trump launched a war of choice against Iran, putting American forces in danger, putting more Americans at risk.
As of Monday, the strikes continue in Iran, with 4 American service members having lost their lives in the process. While the president mourns the sacrifice of those service members, he doubled down on defending and protecting American citizens against the dangers of nuclear threats.
But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. We projected 4 to 5 weeks. But we have capability to go far longer than that.
Senator Van Hollen believes it is time for both sides of the aisle to collaborate on new legislation to bring an end to the violence.
And now we must do everything we can to reverse this decision. The Senate and the House should come back immediately to pass the War Powers Resolution to stop it.
And once the vote is in for that legislation, we will be sure to let you know. But for now, in studio, Brandon Williams, CTV News. Jonathan, Michaela, back to you.
And thanks, Brandon, for that story. And a couple other Maryland lawmakers condemn the Israeli military strike on Iran. Senator Angela Alsobrooks says Trump acted without the consent of Congress and has jeopardized the lives of men and women in the military. And Governor Wes Moore also expressed skepticism over this decision.
I say that we all should be concerned. We should be angered and outraged that he has once again jeopardized the lives of our men and women in military. The United States of America has the best military in the world, but we have to have a strong leader who is trusted. He is not a trusted leader, and without a plan, there's no plan, there's no aim. We don't know what the goal of this particular military action is.
I would hope that people would understand why I'm skeptical, because I've seen it up close. I know that when you decide to activate your military, there is no doubt the United States has the greatest military that the world has ever seen. That's not the question. The question should always be, 1, is military force the last resort? 2, what is the exit strategy and what is the end game that you're working towards? And 3, who is your coalition?
The U.S. senators we spoke to were upset more Republican lawmakers did not speak out against the attack.
And meanwhile, as tensions rise following the strikes on Iran, security agencies across the Washington, D.C. region say they're increasing visibility. Officials are stressing there's no specific or credible threat to the area. The U.S. Secret Service and Metropolitan Police Department confirmed heightened coordination and patrols, while Federal Bureau of Investigation has stepped up monitoring nationwide. Officials say daily life should remain normal, calling the move preventative, not reactive.
And along with heightened security, the recent military actions will almost certainly result in higher gas prices. Typically, gas prices begin to increase in late winter and early spring as oil companies shift to more expensive to produce summer blend gasoline. According to a gasoline market tracking firm, gas prices are up 9 cents. Oil experts say prices are expected to increase as much as 30 cents a gallon in the next coming months.
And in other news, an explosion at a construction site in Calverton sent one person to the hospital late Friday night and knocked down a power line. The victim suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Washington gas crews are continuing repairs on a damaged gas service line along Cherry Hill Road in Beltsville. As a precaution, gas service has been shut off to the surrounding area while repairs and safety checks are underway. Approximately 570 customer meters are currently affected, and the cause of the explosion is still under investigation.
In tragic news, Friday morning, 24-year-old Alex Rodriguez Hines was killed in a two-way car crash. It happened at the intersection of Indian Head Highway and the Beltway. According to the investigation, a car was traveling northbound in the southbound lanes when they then struck Hines's car. Hines worked at the Sky Zone location in Waldorf, and the company released a statement that reads, "With heavy hearts, we remember our beloved manager, a devoted son, and a loving boyfriend. Alex was more than a leader, he was family."
The Prince George's County Board of Education approved a nearly $3 billion budget for fiscal year 2027. The plan includes targeted cuts that aimed at protecting classrooms, supporting staff, and improving student outcomes. Interim Superintendent Dr. Sean Joseph says the school system is asking the county for additional funding to help restore long-term financial stability.
We got $150 million from our budget, but we asked for $50 million additional dollars. 35 million of those dollars would be going towards special education, with about 27 million going to special education. We've asked for additional supports to support reading and mathematics, new mathematics assessments, professional development across the district for staff, and adding safety cameras in our schools to make sure our kids were safe.
The proposed school budget is now in the hands of the county executive, who will review it and make a recommendation before it heads to the county council for public hearings and a final funding decision. Dr. Joseph says they'll know the final number later this year and will adjust the budget to ensure it's balanced by July. All right, you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Still to come, Maryland lawmakers are urging the Trump administration to step in to fix the ongoing oyster disaster.
We'll have that story and more after the break.
Come on, move. Of course, there aren't any spots. A few minutes won't hurt anybody. Thanks, Grandma.
Paralyzed Veterans of America works tirelessly every day to create a more accessible America. Let's leave the accessible spaces to the people who actually need them. Whatever the reason, excuses don't excuse. Join PVA and be part of the solution. Honor the spot.
Hi, I'm Elijah. In the summer, I like playing basketball on the trampoline. When I'm hungry, it affects me. Like, if I'm trying to read, I'll go to sleep, or if I'm trying to do something around class, I'll get distracted. When I grow up, I want to be a robotic engineer. I want to build robots that can help around the house. Helping people makes me feel proud of myself.
Welcome back. Maryland has seen a record number of people in the hospital this winter due to the silent killer carbon monoxide poisoning. State health officials report more than 200 trips to emergency rooms and urgent care because of exposure. This is the highest number of cases seen in the last 6 years, and sadly, this cold season still isn't over yet. According to the CDC, the silent killer takes out more than 400 people in the U.S. each year and sends more than 100,000 to the emergency room.
Meantime, Maryland's black senators are backing several bills this legislative session. During a press conference last week with Senate President Bill Ferguson, several black senators spoke about bills the Legislative Black Caucus in Maryland is backing. One of those is the Voting Act of 2026, which has already passed in the Senate in a 30-15 vote. Another piece of legislation is Senate Bill 776, which would create a commission to study the old Cheltenham for Black Boys facility. Reports show hundreds of unmarked graves of deceased children have been found at the site.
We were just uncovering some of the how our justice system dealt with children with mental health issues. A number of those children were basically housed there because they had mental health issues. So the atrocities that happened, this tragic history, this commission led by the Attorney General is going to give us a real deep dive and an understanding of what happened so that we can move forward and understand that history.
Two other bills the caucus is also focused on getting passed are the Transfer on Death Deed Bill and the Youth Charging Act.
And a longtime state lawmaker who has spent more than 3 decades representing Prince George's County in the Maryland General Assembly isn't running for re-election. Senator JoAnn Benson will not be running again to hold on to her District 24 seat. The 84-year-old previously joined the Maryland House of Delegates back in 1991 and served for 20 years. She was then elected to the state Senate back in 2010. Recently, concerns have grown over Benson's absence in the state Senate. Senator Alonzo Washington, who was a student at John H. Bain Elementary School when Benson was the principal, spoke about her last week.
She was a great woman, great leader, and still is. And every day we miss her here and wish her well. So in Prince George's County, and here in the Black Caucus, she is the dean, but she'll forever be my principal.
And 2 Democrats are vying for Benson's seat, Tiffany Alston, who currently serves as a Maryland delegate, and Kevin Ford Jr.
A Maryland State delegate officially kicked off a series of district-wide events as he runs for Congress. Delegate Adrian Bawafo joined with Congressman Steny Hoyer today in Bowie to launch his District Day tour. This marked the start of a series of Meet the Voter events across Maryland's 5th Congressional District. Bawafo says he plans to listen to everyone's concerns as he lays out his vision for delivering results for Marylanders and holding President Donald Trump accountable.
In Washington, we're going to fight for Maryland values. We're going to be a part of, as Mr. Hoyer mentioned, Team Maryland. And we're going to earn the support of our neighbors. We're going to win this race. I'll say that again. We're going to win this race. Regain control of the United States House of Representatives, put a check on Donald Trump, and create our own future here in Maryland that lives up to what my parents said was the promise of America.
And Bawafo is one out of a large field of candidates seeking to replace Congressman Hoyer, who is set to retire at the end of his term.
Well, members of the Maryland delegation are urging the Trump administration to declare an oyster fishery disaster. Governor Wes Moore, along with the delegation, urged U.S. Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick to approve fishery disaster assistance, as data shows a 44% decline in oyster harvest. Lawmakers pointed to a series of blows, including a salmonella outbreak in December, the largest sewage spill in U.S. history in the Potomac River back in January, and a prolonged winter cold snap that kept boats docked for weeks.
As tax season gets underway, Maryland leaders discuss one of the state's anti-poverty programs. Today in Greenbelt, Comptroller Brooke Learman highlighted the Maryland Earned Income Tax Credit. Eligible filers who qualify would receive a tax credit up to $4,000. Officials say more than 84,000 Prince Georgians claimed the tax credit last year, which was the highest in the state. Through the Earned It campaign, the Comptroller's office will be working with 13 state agencies to get the word out about the tax credit.
Last year, we still had 72,000 Marylanders at least who appeared eligible and did not claim it. That's 72,000 people who left money on the table, not because they didn't earn it, but because they didn't know, or because the barriers were too high to claim it.
And Learman says the General Assembly passed legislation 2 years ago that allocates $300,000 a year toward outreach around the Maryland Earned Income Tax Credit. For more details on the tax credit, you can visit the website on your screen.
All right, still to come on CTV News.
Congressman Steny Hoyer closed out Black History Month with his annual breakfast. We spoke with those who attended the event about why they come every single year.
I found that my friends have been coming for many years, and I wanted to come out and hear the great speaker and just to be amongst a lot of great people celebrating Black History Month.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper. I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear, but don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks.
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
As a way to close out Black History Month, Congressman Steny Hoyer hosted his 45th annual Black History Month breakfast on Saturday. It was standing room only inside Martin's Crosswinds Saturday morning for the annual Black History Month prayer breakfast. Doris Gilliard makes it a point to come just about every year.
So there are many purposes why I'm here. You know, I'm proud to be Black, highly blessed, and if we have an opportunity to celebrate us, I try to be part of that celebration.
And Saturday's celebration included praise and worship. The choir from First Baptist Church of Highland Park put on a show.
You know, it was not just singing, but it came from the heart, and it really touched mine.
There were several speakers, including Congressman Glenn Ivey. He stressed the importance of continuing to tell the stories of influential Black leaders.
Black history has been central to the evolution of the United States from a slave country to something that's much more democratic. That's been driven in large part by the evolution of the African American community.
And 2026 is a special year because it not only marked the 45th anniversary of this celebration, but it's also the 100th anniversary of the first celebration of Negro History Week, which eventually became Black History Month.
Black history is American history, right? So we cannot forget where we've come from and what we've accomplished. And I think it's important to celebrate it so that our young people understand what has happened before them so they know what to do going forward.
And Hoyer says, while he is not seeking re-election, the annual breakfast will continue. And Michaela, we all know that Black History Month is officially over, but I can tell you that even though it's over, we should really celebrate this all throughout the year.
Yeah, all year long. There were so many people there. It was great to see that many people still wanting to celebrate. So.
Exactly. I mean, there were hundreds of people there, just positive energy, and the choir really, they could sing.
Yeah, it was great to see. All right, well, community members in North Brentwood celebrated 100 years of Black history. Residents of all ages enjoyed arts and craft activities, live performances by local artists, and more at the North Brentwood Community Center on Saturday. Organizers say celebrating the 100-year landmark of Black History Month was necessary.
Listen, Black History Month is 365 days a year. It is an opportunity in which we celebrate and continue to uplift one another in a multitude of ways. And today just happens to be one of those days that we're celebrating.
Whichever way you'd like to describe us as a people, are the original people with the first mathematicians, first scientists. We built the pyramids, the first colleges and universities, the first hospitals, doctors, lawyers. We created civilization. And so as a result of that, if you know the greatness of the people and whence we come from, then for our children, they can grow into being what it is they know they have the possibility to be.
And the event was created in partnership with County Councilwoman Juanita Fisher and the county's Department of Parks and Recreation.
The University of Maryland is developing a new smart pill that could eventually be used to replace annoying procedures and even deliver targeted medications. Researchers at the A.J. James Clark School of Engineering say these smart pills could eventually detect early signs of diseases. According to researchers, the electronic pills are designed to dissolve. The capsules could also deliver medicine in the gut exactly when and where it's needed, improving effectiveness and minimizing side effects.
Winery owners in Prince George's County are asking local leaders for help boosting visibility for the county's wine industry. Winemakers told the county council that stronger marketing and agritourism support could attract more visitors and drive economic growth. There are 6 wineries operating locally, and owners say many people still don't realize the county has a wine scene. Council members say discussions are ongoing as wineries encourage residents to explore the Legacy Wine Trail.
Prince George's County is now accepting applications for their Summer Youth Enrichment Program. The 6-week program runs from July 6th through August 14th and is open to anyone who lives in the county between the ages of 14 and 24. Participants will be placed with county government agencies, community organizations, and private sector partners to gain hands-on experience and professional development training. Applications are open through March 31st, and for more information, families can visit that website on your screen. And I don't want anyone to go anywhere because it is Monday, and you know what that means? Simon Buggs has our Monday Sports page.
That's right, and he's got highlights from the hardwood. What's going on, Simon?
Hey everybody, and coming up in sports, a player from right here in Maryland returns home for the next chapter of his NBA career. Find out who when we come back.
It's traumatizing when you have a sick child. Then you are tired, very, very tired. The doctors told us, you are a part of the medical team. You need to sleep, eat, drink, shower, because when you are healthy, you can take care of your child. The Ronald McDonald House is next to the hospital. They have a washing machine, kitchen, beds were very good, but it's also being with parents of other children that are sick. So you can talk and you can cry and maybe you can laugh, but it's very important for healing yourself. The house understood what our needs were. There was someone that gave you a hug, a cup of tea, and that's very important, just to have someone who is taking care of you a little bit.
Are you looking for more in this world? Then we are looking for you. The big-hearted, the bold, those driven by purpose. We are the Peace Corps, volunteers, partners, communities, in more than 60 countries, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you ready to serve boldly, to go the distance to make a difference? Then we have a place where you belong. Join us.
We are the keepers of the wild. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving the natural landscapes that define our nation. Nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters. Together with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. So get out there and enjoy.
Okay, everyone, hope you all had a good weekend. It's finally time for your Monday Sports Page. Now, first up, if y'all didn't know, the high school state basketball playoffs are underway, and this past weekend, a bunch of teams took the court. Starting off with the girls, Friendly took down Gwynn Park to advance to the next round, winning 65-32. Chopticon got clipped by Oxon Hill, losing the ball game 45-32. And finally, High Point season came to a close after losing to Paint Branch 42-37. Meantime, on the boys' side, the Largo Lions beat Chopticon 82-47. Duval cruised to an easy win against Parkdale, beating the Panthers 63-41. And Central took down the International High School at Largo, winning 75-41. And there'll be even more high school playoff hoops action tonight, and it'll be all boys as CMIT North will square off against Patuxent. Bowie will face off versus Crofton, and the Frederick Douglass Eagles will try to soar past the Fairmont Heights Hornets. And sticking with news from the hardwood, the UMD women's basketball team has earned the 6th seed as well as a bye week in this year's Big Ten tournament. The Lady Terps have had a good season despite their injuries, currently sitting at 23-7. The Lady Terps will play either the 11th seed in Oregon or the number 14th seed in Purdue on Thursday. In other news, the Terps football team has added some veteran talent in offensive lineman Telek Lockett. Lockett comes to College Park after playing 4 seasons at Texas State and Louisiana Monroe. Despite struggling with injuries this past season, the Florida native was still graded as a top offensive lineman by Pro Football Focus. And in high school, Lockett was a 3-time first-team All-State selection. Lockett has 1 year of eligibility remaining. And wrapping up sports, a former Terp is back in the DMV as forward Julian Reese has signed a 2-way contract with the Washington Wizards. The Maryland native was with the Toronto Raptors G League affiliate before coming back home. Reese will be playing with the Wizards G League affiliate in the Capital City Go-Go while waiting for the call to join the Wizards' young core. During his 4 seasons at Maryland, Reese scored almost 1,500 points and grabbed over 1,000 rebounds. And that is your Monday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. With it being in March, I'm looking forward to March Madness. Now we're going to take a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight we have an 80% chance of snow and fog, so you want to be very safe on the roads. Tomorrow we have an 80% chance of rain. It'll be 46 degrees and foggy. Wednesday, a little more rain on the way. We'll have a high of 63. And Thursday, you want to break out the short sleeves. We're going to reach a high of 73. But more rain is expected Thursday night.
And for our community calendar this Wednesday, the City of Bowie is hosting a Bowie Speaks community conversation to discuss safety and community in our schools. This conversation will feature multiple perspectives, including PGCPS Representative Robin Brown, and will focus on fostering safe and supportive school environments. Educators, parents, and community members are encouraged to attend. This event will take place from 6:30 to 8:30 at Bowie City Hall. For more information, visit cityofbowie.org/Bowie Speaks.
Do you have a story to tell? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line.
Give us a call at 301-386-4085, or you can send an email to ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing from you.
And that's a wrap for CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.